Oh man, another one bites the dust. The computer in Club J has died. That's not good. There might even be data on there that I need. I don't know. But it makes me think for a minute. You know, I look back and I think, and I said, if I were not the computer dick and I owned this, I couldn't even imagine what kind of thoughts would be going through my mind. All of my stuff is on there. How do I get it? The thing doesn't even turn on. Maybe that stuff is gone. I could only imagine how customers would have felt back in the day. Not that I gave a shit, but it's yeah, he's dead, Jim. I have a feeling it's a power supply. Almost always is. But here's the thing. I'm not going to fix this machine. We'll find out if I'm correct first. But I think, being that I'm swapping machines all over, I think it's time to actually retire this pig. And one of the reasons I say that, the main reason I say that, is because this particular machine takes RAMBUS RAM. And I've had people tell me, oh, I have RAMBUS, I can give you some, I can get it, I know where to get it, and it never happened. Nobody has this stuff anymore. It was supposed to be this real fast memory that made the system real fast and all kinds of crazy stuff. It never panned out. And we kind of glossed over it and we went right to SD-RAM, which then became DDR. And, well, actually we had SD-RAM. And then we had this RD-RAM, RAMBUS, which was incompatible with that. So they said, well, let's take the SD-RAM and we'll double the data rate, DDR. And then they said, okay, that wasn't fast enough, so we'll make DDR2. And then 3, 4, 5. I don't know what the hell they're up to now. So RAMBUS was just ignored and left behind, and it's literally obsolete now. When it were available, it was very, very expensive. And I've had, I think there's 768 megabytes of RAM in this, and it's just, it just doesn't move with Windows 7. It just doesn't move. It's extremely slow. It always has been. But once it got going, playing a video, which it'll do in 360p, that's good enough. Or playing MP3s, which obviously if it can play a video like that, it can do that. Then it's good. It'll keep on rolling. No problem. But it just takes forever to get there. All right. It's now time. So let's see if we can resurrect this just for shits. And then I will ultimately replace this with what? Well, I have a plan, but it's not going to be an easy plan. But of course, I have a backup to that if need be. Just take a look. This thing is clean as a whistle inside. There's almost no dust. No blown caps. Nothing. Pentium 4. Right in the capacitor plague error, most likely. But yet, it held on. Maybe they were using quality components in this one. I don't know. But the power supply is what I think the problem is. So let's see about swapping one in. Alright. We need to unplug this one. When is the last time you saw a 20-pin connector? They're all 24 now. And of course the board is 20-pin, that's it. It does have the 4-pin connector here. like that. Okay, so we got that. And I ended up with, and I'm not keeping these, I ended up with a bunch of these by mistake. These are ITX supplies, not ATX. It makes a difference because they're a lot smaller. These were used in some of those systems that are just like a little box. Not a tiny box like we have today, but a little box. And you could still put like an optical drive in it and shit like that. You know. So it had that. But that's what I got. That's not right. So the next problem we have is this connector is 24 pin, but it needs to be 20. And there's a real easy way to fix that. I gotta just bend the wires a minute here. Work a little bit of my magic. I don't know if you can see, but just like that. Now it's a 20 pin. And there's the extra 4. I can't even begin to tell you how many customers at Tiny Metal would come back for that. They said, this connector's too big. And I would just take that off. And I said, there you go. Not a fucking clue. Not a fucking clue. Remember, they're running their business off of that. Of course. Alright, so now we got our 20 pin. And this also was an 8 pin, so I made it a 4. And we're going to take that and plug that in. Oh, there, that's even better. I don't know what it was caught on. The heatsink, maybe? There we go. Take this guy and plug that in. I don't know if it makes a difference which one you use. So we'll just use the one I know that's supposed to work. There you go. And I don't think this has a floppy drive. Oh, it does. It actually does. So we could actually bother with that. I'm not even going to bother with the drive. I don't need it right now. I can get the data off of it at another time. Let's just see if it works. And yeah, we can just kind of leave it right like this. There's nothing to do. Let's see. The power cord is a problem because that's not plugged in and it's back there somewhere. And I don't see it just right off. Where did it go? It should be right here. It is right here. I just don't know where. I'll find it eventually, but it'll be too late by then. Wonderful. All right. I'll just get another cord because that's what's easiest at the moment. Oh, here it is here. Okay. So now all you whippersnappers are going to say, well, pressing the button with the machine not on isn't going to do anything. Listen, guys, I've been here for how many fucking years making videos? I'm not out to defraud you, okay? The reason it was unplugged is because I didn't want it to fucking blow up. It was dead. I knew about this weeks ago. I just haven't done anything about it. So now let's see if my diagnosis was correct, that it was power supply. Oh, we got a light on the board. She's very unhappy. But it's alive. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. Well, I mean, it did used to work, so the first thing we're going to do is just kind of rock the RAM in the slots, because now that we disturbed it, you know. So we'll just kind of do that. processor is probably fine. And these cards, especially the video card, because, you know, I really wasn't prepared for this. This I didn't expect. I just expected it was going to power on and work, and now it's giving me other issues that it wasn't before. Oh, great. Well, I didn't want to waste time on this thing. Isn't that a most ominous fucking sound? Isn't that terrible? And then it just goes silent, which I find interesting. Now, I don't have one of the other monitors plugged in. I don't think that makes a difference, but I have seen it get cranky. There is a red light on one of these cards. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Is that a USB card? Is that seriously a USB card? Holy shit, that's stuck. It is. Did I put that in here? I'm trying to see what kind of brand. I don't know. I don't know if I put that in here. But I know it don't need to be in there. The modem had a red light on it. That's interesting. Alright, we know that's not going to fix anything, but we can try it because it's the easiest option. Right. Yeah, I really wasn't planning on spending much time on this, but I guess it's spending much of your time on this. Okay. Oh, that's what that ping was before. There was a... What do you call it over here that broke? We don't need that. So these were 128. So that made 256. Oh, I think you need the blanks, if you will. You can't just take those out. I don't think they're right here. No, I thought there was memory there. There's not. I have them somewhere, but we're going to put those back and make believe that's still good. We can reseat them. I don't know that this power supply is good either, but I've never known that to make weird buzzy sounds. This just doesn't want to seat. There. What a horrible connector. It's just, it's the same, but it's different because it's got, see the two notches? We'll reseat these while we're at it. I don't think it's going to make any difference. And quite frankly, I don't think we're going to resurrect it. And that's okay because I wasn't planning to from the get-go. Because I was going to just replace it because it's just fucking had it. And this was working. Oh, I guess that's a problem. I asked China if they had any CR2032, so I was going to put it in here. But I guess we're not doing that now, because it doesn't work. Still dead, right? Oh. It's quiet now. The monitor light is green and not yellow, but it's not posting. That's interesting. So we'll play the RAM game again. See, it doesn't like that now. No, it doesn't like it. This RAMBUS shit was actually the biggest pain in the ass. There. I'm still surprised about the USB card. Oh, now you're doing that shit again. Okay. Well, the bottom line here is we know there is life in the system because it's telling us that. Now, again, the system isn't going to run with these because, again, it's RAMBUS and that was the nature of this shit. But we can just see. Same thing. Maybe those chips went bad. I don't know. I thought I had one other system with RAMBUS, and if I do, it's like way at the bottom of a pile of shit, and it's not worth pulling out. Of course, when I get rid of this, I will save the RAM. There's going to be someone somewhere one day, and of course, I'm the one who's going to have to wipe everybody's ass and say, yeah, I got RAMBUS. I got it. You want it? It's useless. You can kind of just have it. Okay. Let's go look. The RAM was not in my normal hiding spot for RAM. This was a network card, just to show how old this system is. It doesn't have one on board, so it's got a separate network card. And what kind it is, it doesn't say. But it was an original Dell part. See, here's the card, your Ethernet port. Oh, what does it say on that? Active, low. Green is 10 megabits per second and orange is 100, and says nothing else, but it's definitely a network thing, and there's a picture of a network. We computer dicks have to understand these kind of things. See, it's a bunch of computers connected. Yeah, so that's how we know what it is. But right here on the back, the CN is an indication that this was an original Dell supplied part. It's a GVC card. I don't know what the fuck that is. They were just getting shit from anybody they could get shit from. So I figure we'll pull that. And this is a modem. And we'll pull that. Because it could potentially be causing the issue, and we just don't need it. So cloud things. We could reseat the video card. I'd rather not. So let's make believe we just did, and plug it back in only to find that it still doesn't work. Right. Okay. Well, we're coming down to the wire. This does not have onboard graphics, if I'm not mistaken. So this card is kind of very important. So I just kind of mushed it. It's reseated now, allegedly. This machine is going to be scrapped ultimately. But I might need that video card. I might. I'll have to see. I'll definitely save it even if I don't need it, because it's not easy to find an ATX card these days. That also went the way of the Dodo. No. Alright, well, I'm running out of stuff to do. I could swap the RAM chips, but I don't think that's going to do anything. I could reseat the processor, but I can't see to get the retaining clips off. I think that way breaks it. I honestly, like, I'm kind of done, you know? There is something that flips up there. So I guess that's supposed to. And one here. Well, maybe it doesn't flip and it actually I just bent it. I think that's more probably what happened. No, it definitely feels hinged. It just doesn't want to go. It's been here for a long time. And I'm kind of working over this clamshell of the machine. You know, this isn't going to do anything anyway. It's not going to work. I don't know why it died. It's very peculiar. I'm really taking it on faith that that supply is good, because I don't have any reason to believe it's not. And it certainly wouldn't be given this much life to it. No, a little bit. Alright, I'm going to work for a bit. How about that?